Gentlemen, welcome to Chaminade. Whether your plan is to be with us for a year, or 4 years, or 7 years, or somewhere in between, we're really glad that you're here. Excited to have you as part of the Chaminade family. My name is Mr. Vilhuden, or Mr. V. I'm the Associate Principal for Student Development, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I work primarily with the high school guys, but the middle school guys, you'll see me around at lunch and at sporting events, and on the rare occasion when Mr. Twellman is out of the building. Chaminade is a Catholic Marianist school. These two words, Catholic and Marianist, define a lot of the particular way in which we go about doing things, what it is that we do, how we go about doing it, and why we go about doing it. It's because of our identity as both Catholic and a Marianist school. And as you go through your theology classes, as you go through your leadership classes, as you go through the house system, you'll experience a number of ways of how being Catholic and Marianist influences and impacts who we are as a school. I want to talk just briefly in this little introductory video about two aspects of Catholic and Marianist that impact your experience as a Chaminade student. The first is this path that you've already started, which we call the Estovere journey. This is how we refer to the process of discovering who you are, who God made you to be, and becoming the best version of yourself. We call that the Estovere journey. Discovering our gifts and our talents and our ability to contribute to the goodness in the world and what that looks like. It's also this process of growing in virtue and growing in holiness, becoming the men that God desires us to be. Those virtues, those habits that we form of goodness, some of those examples being kindness, patience, self-control, our honesty, our prayerfulness, the respect and reverence we give to things in the world, the pride that we take in doing a good job and doing things well. These are all those habits that we'll work on, that we'll develop, we'll grow during our time together at Chaminade. The second aspect that I want to talk about is what we call the Chaminade gentleman. These are those characteristics, those behaviors, those things that we do on a regular basis that help propel us along our Estovere journey. Some of these behaviors, they're very simple. They don't require anything more than just a little bit of effort and a little bit of attentiveness. What are those things? These are things like showing up to school and to class on time, having our materials with us, being in proper dress code. We have a belt, we have our shirt tucked in, any of our hooded or non-Chaminade outerwear is off when class starts. We don't use our cell phone when we feel like it in class. We allow it to be used only when appropriate. These are simple things, but they're marks of a Chaminade gentleman. Others are about who you are and how you treat other people. These are things like putting your best effort into your academic work. That's doing your own work, only cooperating and collaborating within the bounds of the instruction as a teacher gives you. That's treating your classmates with kindness, being nice to one another, and being respectful of your teachers and the things that they ask of you. And then there's one element of being a Chaminade gentleman that I think is most important, and that is the willingness to grow, to become better than you are right now. No matter how good you are right now, to become better, to grow, to become more and better in who God wants us to be. Better in our relationships with other people, better in our relationship with God, better in our studies, better in virtue, better in all of those things that God calls us to be, so that we can ultimately be the best version of ourselves, a person that God can use for goodness in the world and that the world needs, our own contribution, our own gifts, our own talents. Every day you will hear adults at Chaminade address you as gentlemen. This is what we mean. This is the standard, this is the expectation, this is the things we're calling you to, right? Those habits, those characteristics, that growth mindset. You will also be encouraged in these things by just the simple recitation of our school motto, Estovir. When you hear Estovir, this is what it means. Become the Chaminade gentleman that you are meant to become, that God desires you to be. That's what it means. Gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you around campus, to getting to know you, to working with you during your time at Chaminade. I'm very glad that you're part of our school community. I'm excited about this upcoming school year and the opportunity to work with you. Estovir, gentlemen.